So, greetings everyone. My name is Karina, and it is my huge pleasure to welcome you here at the info session for EIT Digital. Today, during this meeting, you will be able to learn exclusive information about KIC opportunities, requirements for business and innovators, as well as the opportunities that EIT Digital is preparing for Ukrainian ecosystem. Today, our colleagues from EIT Digital will present opportunities for Ukrainian innovators, possibilities for the development of digital technologies in the European ecosystem, and programs for EIT Digital for Ukraine. Today, our speakers will be Elisabetta Trassarti, Unipreneurship Lead, Sergio Balassone, Head of Unipreneurship, Mirko Tadic, Greece Venture Program and Deep Hack Lead, and Christian Gall, Ecosystem Lead of East Region. Your applauses, please. But before we start, I would like to give the floor for the EIT Community Officer in Ukraine, Igor Markavich.
I will be really short. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy that you're all here trying to know more about the opportunities of EIT and especially EIT Digital as one of the most effective and active KIC in the ecosystem of EIT. I just would like to remind that EIT Community Risk Hub was launched in the end of previous year, and this year we were working on the brand awareness of EIT in Ukraine. For this year we reached several records. For instance, the biggest amount of applicants for EIT Jam Starter, the biggest amount of applicants for EIT Infra Booster, and several other initiatives. During the next year, we will be focused on really narrow niches, and we will go deeper in the industries, trying to facilitate a cooperation with all the geeks in all the 9 industries that are presented now by EIT. And also this year we will finish with info days with all the geeks. In the nearest weeks, we will have additional info day with EIT manufacturing. After that, we will have the info day with EIT in energy, and so on and so forth. So till the end of the year, you will have opportunity to listen to all the KICS representatives and know all the opportunities that we will be able till the end of this year, and also till the during the next year. So enjoy, and also answering the questions in the beginning. This record will be on our YouTube channel of EIT Community Risk Hub. So if you will have another call, no worries, you can jump in there, and then after that you can listen the record of this meeting. But I encourage you to be actively involved and also to ask questions. So because this is the main idea of this meetings, not just to have the presentation, but also to interact with the KICS representatives. Thank you and enjoy.
Thank you, Ihar, for your inspirational words. And I'm slowly giving the floor to Christian, our colleague from EIT Digital. Let me just share the screen in order to support you, and we'll be able to start.
Okay, thank you, Karina, and hi all. Vitayu, Dobry Branik. I hope it came through my message. So welcome to this info session. Together with my colleagues who will be speaking after me. What we plan today is basically to show you the big chunks or the big parts of EIT digital activities, something that we'd like to tell you more about. And as it was said by Ihor and Karina, in the second half, we are planning to have a Q&A, so feel free to have any questions asked either in the chat box or just raising your virtual hand. And of course, we are available for any follow-up questions later on. Okay, so Karina, if you could change the slide, please. So I would like to first start with our motto. We are working for an inclusive, friendly, sustainable digital Europe. You have to know that EIT Digital is functioning since 2010. So we are in our 15th year of existence, so to speak. And what we are doing will be discussed later in the slides. But what it's worth mentioning that we are working in a pan-European system. Myself, I'm based in Budapest. I'm responsible as ecosystem lead for the East region, but it also belongs to Ukraine and many other countries in the region. Although you have to know that whenever you speak to a colleague of ours, you're speaking to a much wider audience, people from Madrid, Trento, or even to Helsinki. If you could go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so this is a sort of a summary slide I wanted to show you. The numbers are showing the big highlights and the big things we are very proud of, meaning how many partners we have. As you see, we have over 350 partners all across Europe. What kind of partners are we talking about here? So we have university partners, scientific institutes, SMEs, big corporates as well, depending on the country and the entity. And of course, we have many startups on board. Speaking of the education, it will be more by Sergio and Elisabetta later on, and more on the innovation part will be covered by Mirko when it comes to the actual numbers and all the details about it. If you could go to the next slide, please. So what you see here is basically all the offices we are present at the moment. With the blue pins, you see the ones we have actual running offices, and the ones marked with red are the ones in planning. I'm proud to say that we might just put a red one also in Slovakia. We're getting close to have an office in Košice as well. So as you see, it's a really wide network of cities and entities we are working together. But again, we have to highlight that this is not only a national or country level collaboration, but more of a pan-European collaboration when we are working on and working together with various actors in the region and in Europe. The next slide, please. So this is like a massive slide we like to show. And although I know it looks a bit too complicated, but please bear with me. This is something we are going to explain to you in the upcoming slides. So what you see in the middle is the ecosystem. That's something I just mentioned to you, that we have over 350 partners. This is like the core club, let's put it that way. But we do have two main pillars. One is the education and the innovation, and this gray sort of circle around it, this Formula One circuit around it, shows that the one doesn't exist without the other one. So they have to collaborate and they have to exist. It's like one of those games you have in the playground for kids when the other one goes up, the other one down. They have to exist at the very same time. So what you see here is that whenever there is an educational collaboration with one of the partners, or perhaps many of the partners, there is always an innovation component to it. And when there is a innovation related activity, there is also an education component to it. This is something, again, that we will discuss later on with my colleagues, but we just wanted to show you that this is how we work. So we are not working in different silos, that someone is going to one of our master school programs and just dealing only with the education part of it. Well, we would like to make sure that those in the education programs are also included in the innovation package, so to speak. If we can go to the next slide, please. And this slide is basically covering what I've just said from a different angle, from a different perspective. So what you see here, this light blue sort of line in the background, shows the kind of journey we can show you when it comes to innovation and education. If we start from the very beginning, the one which is marked with this with this light pink box, it shows that once you get into our education program, let's say as a master school student, you can really make this journey going on if you are committed and if you would like to stay with us. We are holding your hand all across the journey, and it really depends on you, your activities, your needs, your future plans, what kind of programs you would like to run with at the EIT Digital. Again, something that we are going to discuss very shortly. you have to know that EIT Digital is working on a business cycle, so to speak, business cycle calendar. So each month or each, let's say, Qs, quarters are associated with a different program. We just finished one of the open innovation factories. The Speedmaster is running, but again, we have built it up in a way that there is always something going on, and there is always something that people can choose from when it comes to offering. So in the before I just pass on the slides to my colleagues, you have to know that the education part, again, the one that it's marked with the light pink box, will be discussed more by Sergio. Then he will pass on the word to Elisabetta, who will be speaking on a very special and unique offering, mainly to university researchers, something called the SPIN. And then after Mirko will take back the word and talk about more on the innovation part coming from, let's say, from the incubation, so from above the box all the way to the growth box. And after him, I will take it back to talk to you more about the partnership relations. So now, thank you, Karina, and I would like to give the word to Sergio.
Okay, thank you, Christian, and good morning, everybody. I should say good afternoon because right now I'm in China for EIT Digital, and I said that because Christian, if the connection that is not very stable is down, please take my the floor because I'm using a VPN, but it's not always working.
Perfect.
So the reason why I'm in China is that the representative of EIT in Ukraine said that we're doing a lot. We are the most active KIC that is now operating, and we are doing several things in different pillars. In this slide, you can see exactly that we work in different pillars like education, entrepreneurship, then we have incubation, acceleration, etc. It is true that we create a venture starting from the beginning, from the education, but it is also true that we support our partner in the European calls. We are very instrumental to create successful consortia and to win European calls for developing education programs, technology transfer office program, and innovation programs. Our success rate is, if I'm not mistaken, Christian, is more than 30% right now. So now I will go through these different pillars, and I will start with education. I'm not the head of the education right now, but I can talk on his behalf. So let's start with the education. I'm not fully aware of your needs. Feel free to ask me any question, even during my presentation, so that we can, let's say, adapt the presentation according to your needs, okay? So if we can go on with the slides. Let's start with exactly the education pillar that contains the master school, the summer school, and the academy. So next. The master school is a successful program of EIT Digital. Currently, we have 9 programs in deep tech initiatives. It's a double degree program, and it's in 17 European universities. So one day, just for your info, it might be nice to have 18 universities. One of that might be Ukraine. Providing a training, a program, a master program in one deep tech topic. As I said, it's a 2-year. It's a 2-year in 2 different locations. So the students, they first go in one year in one location. They study on that topic. Then they go to a summer school, and the second year they will go to another master school in another city. Next. So here you can see the list of master program that we have. We have robotics, cloud, cybersecurity, data science, embedded system, human-computer interaction, fintech, fintech for business, and AI, and especially emotional AI. We are adding other programs right now for different reasons, because we have some university, they contact us they want to provide a specific program that, if is aligned with our focus areas, with our strategy, will add in our portfolio. The next one, for instance, might be maritime robotics. Next. And here you can see all our partner universities. As I said, we have in our university in 11 countries, and the program are delivered by 17 universities. Okay, next. And here it's the master school journey. As I said before, the student enters in the first year. They start studying technical aspects, but they are also introduced in the INE, Innovation and Entrepreneurship. They have a minor on Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So which means that we have T-shaped students. They are very technical in one aspect, but they also see other aspects in order to become the future entrepreneur after the school. After the first year, there is a mandatory summer school. We will talk about this later. And then we have a second year where the technical specialties will go on, but they also have a mandatory internship in one of our partner companies. This is also where we contaminate the industry with the education. Our students, they are supposed to do an internship in our partner organization. And also where you see all the minor in business development, our companies belonging to our ecosystem, they will provide business cases to the university for they to develop a business concept plan, etc. So it's very interesting. Our this is how we maintain alive our ecosystem. Next slide, please. And as I said, during the second year, we have a mandatory 2-week summer school. This year, you can see some programs that you can read on the slides. Every year we change because it depends also on our strategy, depends on the need of the market. As you can see, this year we are pushing a lot in maritime robotic on a Greek island. But we also have other programs in generative AI toolkit for startup and scale-ups. So you see they are very business focused. And we also accept external participants. So if any of you is interested in attending this summer school, we can also provide a special price for partner or for companies that are willing to become our partners. Next, and I think I'm okay. So as I said, I gave you an overview about the education. The key points to retain are master program. We have different programs. If in the future you want to join our programs, you can get in contact with the head of the master school. Second, any company can provide business cases for our students. They can tailor and scout our students for future works, and they can also provide an internship. So by doing that, they are contaminated. Also, we provided the summer school. Every year there is a call for proposals to select new organizer for the summer school. So this is something that you can have a look at. The next call for proposal will be in 1 month. And in the education pillar, we also apply for several European calls in order to reinforce and make stronger our portfolio by adding new programs. So this is also something you might be interested in. With that, I will give the floor to Elisabetta. She will discuss the second pillar, which is called Unipreneurship, and our, let's say, main program that we have in that pillar, which is called SPIN. Elisabetta, unless there is any question, maybe, I don't know.
Thank you, Sergio. There was just one, if the presentation will be shared. I'm just saying it's now so others can hear it as well. Yes, it will be shared, and also there is like a recording made, and then.
Yes, we will support that.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Elisabetta. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm Elisabetta, I'm Entrepreneurship Lead at EIT Digital, and as Sergio was saying, entrepreneurship is one of the pillars that we have within our organization that kind of sits between the education pillar that Sergio talked about and the innovation pillar that includes all of our activities in the incubation, acceleration, and growth services space. But within entrepreneurship, we really create activities that reflect that strong belief in the T-shaped talent that Sergio already talked about. The belief that our talent should be equipped with solid technical knowledge, but also the transversal skills, the entrepreneurial and business skills that allow our course participants to spot opportunities and to understand market needs and capitalize on them. So that's how SPIN was born. So SPIN is an offering that's tailored specifically to researchers and scientists that are working at universities, research institutions, but not only, so other organizations as well. And SPIN is divided into two programs. So I will first go into the first program, SPIN Explore. So if you can switch slide. So you can see here the structure of SPIN Explore. SPIN Explore is an entrepreneurial education course. It is structured in 5 modules, each made of 2 hours. So in total, it is a 10-hour online course. However, we have just kicked off the course, and we are in the process of delivering this for our first cohort for this year. I just wanted to quickly give you an idea of what we're talking about in this course. So this course assumes no prior entrepreneurial knowledge. And so we start from the basics. We start from what it means to have an entrepreneurial mindset, why that is important for researchers. And then we go into explaining, well, what the different commercialization pathways are for scientific research, the IP considerations that you need to make in terms of intellectual property rights, how to craft an IPR strategy, also learning from successful technology transfer journeys and case studies. And then we go into scientific storytelling, so how to really communicate your research to a non-scientific audience. And then we conclude with a module on assessing your innovation readiness using the KTH innovation readiness level model. And really what we wanted to deliver with this course is an opportunity for our network to take advantage of the expertise that exists within our network of universities, venture building organizations, and wider network. And so each module is delivered by an external expert speaker. If you go on to the next slide, so as I was saying, the course for this year has already been kicked off and is happening, but we have a form on our website where you can register your interest if this is an initiative that is of interest to you, that you can register your interest, and we will definitely organize other courses in 2025, and we will let you know of those opportunities. So if you register your interest, you can be kept in the loop. And then next slide. The second part of SPIN is SPIN Rise. So this is a more tailored program compared to SPIN Explore, which is an online training that is designed for a larger class, and it's quite a short course to give you the foundational knowledge that you need to be kind of inspired to take the next steps in the lab to market journey. SPIN Rise offers more tailored support and advice. And so this program, if you go into the next slide, starts with an in-person bootcamp that this year will be delivered at the University of Ljubljana from the 4th to the 6th of December. And following that in-person bootcamp, there will be online one-to-one and group coaching for the following 3 months. So it's a hybrid program where we really want to give tailored support on strategies for IP valorization and or venture creation. So really giving participants the tools that they need to understand how they can valorize their intellectual property through licensing and industry partnership, or through venture creation, if that's something that they are interested in. And so it's a pre-incubation program. It's to give you the first tools that you need to take the first steps in this in the lab to market journey. So for SpinRise, as you can see, it still needs to be kicked off for this year. So we wanted to give an opportunity to this audience to participate if there is an interest in this program. So if you go on to the next slide, while there is a cost associated with participating in this program for participants from non-partner universities, we are offering 2 free places on this year's SpinRise for participants from this audience and from the EIT Risk Community Hub network in general, and that also covers accommodation for the 3-day in-person bootcamp in Ljubljana, as well as the following online coaching. And applications for those requiring accommodation in Ljubljana close next week. So we encourage you to apply. You can fill out an online application form, and which is on our website. I will send the link to our page just now. So this link, it's just EIT Digital/Spin, and you will see that in that page, there is a section on Spin Explore, which, as I said, you can use to register your interest for future editions of the program. And then SpinRise, this hybrid program that's kicking off in December, and you can read more about it if you go on that web page, and also apply for the program through the online form. So that's that. If there is any question, I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
I guess then it's on to me, and thank you. So dobrego dnia and hello from my side as well. I'm glad to hear that we are over 100 at the start here, and then you've heard at the beginning from Christian about the ecosystem, from Sergio about our education activities. Elisabetta gave you the overview of one of our entrepreneurship programs. I will try very briefly to inform you about our innovation activities, which is another vertical or pillar where we are working on, and give you the overview, or a quick overview actually, of 2 or 3 innovation programs that we are doing here. And then we're back again at this slide where we want to emphasize that we are looking to support even individuals and then very early stage teams and companies from a pre-idea and pre-venture stage all the way up to that when they are very, very developed startup and scale up that can go across international markets. And then everywhere in between, we try to fit with the programs that are targeting exact level of development of your startup and help you in this stage to go to the next stage. And then, let's say, fill in all the gaps that you have, whether filling in your team or specific technical or business knowledge, or maybe company development knowledge, or access to funding, or other international markets. We try to fit this all into the specific programs that are very, I think, short, condensed, and then very focused, and get you, I think, very fast to the next stage. So next slide, please. Yes, this is the one. So the first question when one startup wants to work with us and try to join our program is to understand a little bit by the level of development in terms of startup terms like pre-seed, seed, or Series A or B, or even like when you understand what you have, is it idea or let's say emergence of idea, or you have already prototype, in which program you can fit in. And then here in this slide, I think it will be shared with all of you. You have like a quick scheme on based on development of your startup, in which program you should look into in order to join most effectively. Next slide, please. And then these programs adequate help your company or your team to start or to grow further with your idea. Next slide, please. So and then there are here examples of few programs. I think Igor already talked a little bit about the Jumpstarter. We have venture incubation program, and that is for a little bit of later stage. So for the teams that already have a prototype, don't have necessary to have a company, but if they have a prototype, they can join EIT Digital Venture Incubation Program in one of the 24 countries. And then there with local incubation partners, they through 8 weeks, they will get the necessary knowledge and maybe also access to investors through demo day. We have Open Innovation Factory for more developed companies that are sort of a seed stage, and they can receive between 100 and 400K this program. Next slide, please. Will be, I will quickly go about the venture incubation program, which we are running since 2018. We are now in this edition actually in 24 countries in Europe, and in Ukraine being one of them. And this year we have one good example. Company Veranet was one of the more than 500 startups that applied to program. They were one of the 80 something that is accepted to program, and now they are in 60 graduates of the program. They successfully launched their product and established the company, and I think this is a very good example how in this year when we actually launched the pilot in Ukraine, we already have one successful company and one startup in EIT Digital's portfolio. In venture incubation program, startups can get up to 30,000 of financial support. The program lasts for 8 weeks, and it helps you attract your first investor and get business development support. And as I said, it's intended in the level of development for multidisciplinary teams that have already a prototype and are looking for the product market fit, so to speak, and we help them develop the MVP. Next slide, please. The other program from these, let's say, portfolio programs that I showed a couple of slides before, I would talk about is the EIT Digital Champions, for which applications are open right now, and this is why I'm mentioning it here. It is the program that helps you increase the visibility between corporates and VC funds and growth funds in Europe and across the world, with specific challenges that you can read about, and then you can apply. There are over 200 scale-ups that went through the Champions program and that raised over 200 million with assistance of EIT Digital that are sourced through this program. And the next slide, please. It's the program called Speed Master, which is sort of, I would say, after the venture incubation program. So for the startups that are already in the market, have their MVP ready, they sort of have product market fit and they're looking to scale a little bit more, but they, let's say, experience that they lack sort of either skills or the team, how to do it in a more effective or fast way. And then the Speedmaster is an online training program that is divided in 4 key modules that cover management, business development, strategy, and access to finance, and which is intended for founders or key team members of a startup with one-to-one executive lessons from key people in all of these modules. I think I try, for the sake of time, to be a little bit faster so that we have at least 20 minutes for Q&A session. And this is from my side. Christian, please take over.
Thank you. And just 2 really short slides at the very end, also referring to one of the questions put into the chat box. So, you know, how to become a partner at EIT Digital, how can I know more about this one? If you could go to the next slide, please, Karina. So we like to say that EIT Digital is working sort of as like a gym pass. So depending on your needs, we can tailor it to your needs. Obviously, if you're at university, the kind of inputs or outputs you would like to get from EIT Digital will be different if you're an SME or a corporate. It really depends on your plans, perspectives, resources, something that we can, of course, in an introductory call, we can make sure that we align on that one, and then we can proceed. Speaking of the actual partnership, there is some sort of a paperwork included, something very basic. The link that it's also on the slide is a registration, a super easy one, after which you get an ID number. And by this, you will have an access to our intranet, so you can actually look through all the partners who are in the system. However, after this, you need to sign a letter of intent and also membership criteria. Why are these needed? These are needed because the actual decisions are made on the supervisory board level, and they might not be familiar with your activities. So the membership criteria functions sort of as a business card, showing all your highlights and achievements and plans that you would like to do at the EIT Digital. And the letter of intent, it speaks for itself. It's some sort of a guarantee that you would like to join in this and that kind of category to EIT Digital. We have a membership fee to pay that's paid on a yearly basis, sorry, and all the details and everything can be checked on the website. And I see a question from Natalia Oprushko. Sorry if wrong spelling. Yes, I would just send you the link.
That's right, absolutely right.
Okay.
So can we have this link directly in the
Yes,
chat?
I
So that
will
use
put
it.
it there in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure, thanks.
Thank you. So this is the procedure, and if you could go to the next slide, which is like the Q&A slide. We are ready to have your questions. And again, I said to you, we have the colleagues have various commitments to do from 10:30. So if we run over time, no problem. Karina knows our email addresses, and then we can make sure that your questions are answered. So Karina, the floor is yours. I will just put the link till then in the box.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for the insightful session. In case you have a question, please raise your hand via Zoom, and I'll just give you the opportunity to answer the question. In case you have some kind of complications or will be able to rethink about all of the information that was highlighted here today, please feel free to reach out to Ukraine at eitcommunity.eu, and we'll happily support you and do the double intro probably with the EIT Digital for you to proceed with the conversation. So any questions? Do we have any questions? Okay, it looks like everything was, I see, Sergio, please.
Actually, I have one question. I always like to know a little bit about the audience we have in front. Do we have some technology transfer office in front of us, or any university with research and doctoral school, or not?
We have a lot of universities here as far as...
I suppose so.
Yeah.
I suppose you also have technology transfer offices in that case, and I was like wondering what kind of opportunities you are seizing right now. It's also a brainstorming to understand your needs, and we can drive the conversation elsewhere.
Dear colleagues, do we have anyone that would like to jump in and introduce himself or herself? I believe that it takes some time just to go through all of the information that you guys have introduced today, but I'm more than sure that a part of our attendees today will reach out to you with more direct questions and offerings.
Okay. My question was because I suppose that I can, it's a suppose, okay, let's do the assumption that you are more interested in some topics in the TTO. You are stressed in some topics like cybersecurity, for instance, and if there is any TTO operating in this field and developing solution and is willing to boost their technology or entrepreneurial process, we would like to hear from them, because EIT Digital is more focused on deep tech, not only digital. So we are here to support you for that, and we would like to know more if possible. So now, thank you.
Well, can I have a word, please?
Please, Natalia.
Yeah, I'm Natalia Obrykho, the International Relations Office of Kharkiv National Automobile and Highway University. I would like to outline a few of the current research different faculties or different researchers of our institution are doing. Well, since we deal with automobiles and roads, bridges, airports, so on, we are deeply involved, or we want to be deeply involved in repairment of the Ukrainians' infrastructure during the war period and after the war, after all, mostly. And currently, our researchers of different departments work on different aspects of using artificial intelligence in car automation, at creating different vehicles and different maybe machines, which will be applied in further recovery of Ukraine after the period of martial law, after the period of war. And we are greatly interested in finding partnership in this regard, like robotics and artificial intelligence, when we talk about vehicles and other automated machines. Since I remember, it is I myself don't have the technical expertise. It's more something like humanities expertise. But if I'm not mistaken, we've got some offers from the mechanical engineering department, which are working on some kind of excavation machines with the help, which can be operated with the help of artificial intelligence. I suppose that could be interesting not only for us, but for some other partners through Europe as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Natalia, if I may answer very quickly, there is something that strategically we have to do. We have to avoid, all of us, that all these patents and research, they stay in university without going into the real world. That's the reason why I'm asking the representative of EIT in Ukraine. I really would like this researcher to come to go to different countries, attend one program, we say on entrepreneurship, SPIN program, let's say, to make their research alive, okay? So I really would like to host them, and if EIT is willing to support them in any way, we will. I would like to see them in our programs. Honestly, short program, long program, but the most important strategically is that this research must see the light, and must be transferred to the real world for me. Okay.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Dear colleagues, do we have any other feedback for Sergio or the questions arised? Okay, it looks like everything is quite clear for now. On the behalf of EIT Community Research Hub Ukraine, I would like to thank our partners from EIT Digital for the insightful session. The presentation and video will be, of course, shared with all of you. We appreciate your time, your efforts, and we do believe that for all of the participants, it was very wiseful and insightful meeting here today. And looking forward to the future collaboration. As Igor mentioned, we are in the process of elaborating a series of such workshops for you to engage more and know more about the programs of the EIT. So see you soon, and looking forward to your future endeavors via EIT. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Karina. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.